Whoops. I meant to say wake up call. But all right, so if you have a question or an objection that you're getting on kitchen tables or that you're getting on setting kitchen table appointments, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll call on you. And we'll just kind of get started with that today. Let's see. All right. I meant to say wake up call. But all right, so if you dude, I hate when it does that. Like, I don't know why it does that, but it does, and it hates me. It's fine. We'll be all right. We'll get through this together. All right. Does anybody have any questions or objections they're getting, or anything that they're running into that is you're feeling stuck with?
I did have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just
Well,
Just say it loud.
I kid you
Go ahead.
not, someone said this to me. I feel like when I die, the world's gonna die too. So there's nothing you can say to me to get life insurance.
God bless. Yeah, you can't. So I have Caprice, you don't know me that well yet, right? We're still becoming best friends. But one of my favorite sayings is you can't fix stupid and dumb is forever. So
So let's just let that one go. Don't even try.
yeah, so this will be good for somebody, right? There's a 20-60-20 rule. 20% of the people, they'll buy whatever you're selling them. It doesn't even matter. Like it requires no skill. They're just like, sure, I'll pay for it. That sounds great, right? Then there's the 60% in the middle. They're going to require overcoming a couple objections, explaining stuff, maybe following back up with them. They're going to require a little bit more. Like that's where the skill is in the 60%, and that's where you make $100,000 a year or $1 million a year. Isn't that 60%? But then there's a 20% that you could be giving them a freaking gold brick for free and like a lottery ticket with $1 million on it, and they're just not going to take it because they're just like, nope, it's my way. Like, you know what I mean? And that's probably one of the 20 that you ran into, and that's all right. The better you are at a presentation and setting appointments and following the script, sticking to the script, stuff like that, the better you are at that stuff. That 20% I actually feel like is a little bit smaller if you're really sharp and you're good. But in the beginning, 20-60-20 is a really good rule to remember, because you just, unfortunately, people are just people, right? People are just a little bit crazy sometimes, so we just kind of got to roll with it. So yeah, I would let that one go, maybe follow up with them in a few months, and hey, I've been doing this for 6 months now and it's going great. And I've actually met a lot of people that thought like you did, but they listened to our presentation and they changed their mind, type of thing. Definitely might be worth a revisit later, but yeah, in my opinion, I wouldn't waste a whole lot of time on that unless it's like a family member that you really care about. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I would be like, yeah, all right, cool, thanks, appreciate the support. Can you throw something up on Facebook for me? See if they'll put something on Facebook, like the job post or something like that, so you can at least maybe get something from there. Elian had something, and then Josh, I'll come to you. What were you going to say? You just got to talk loud enough so they can hear you through my
The
mic.
conversation you were having last night, would that be kind of considered in the KT, like how you were, even though you had to overcome those objections, like the things you had to say, like when people are trying to cancel, like, hey, like this is.
Oh yeah, so I don't even want to talk about it, but I will. It made me so mad, to be honest. But this guy, last night I met with a dude. We did life insurance on a training appointment for somebody, and he wanted to cancel his policy. But I mean, if y'all know me, I asked him for a 13-month commitment when we close it, right? And then Amy asks him for that 13-month commitment as well to save the QBI. Oh, Jenna, I didn't even tell you about this. You ready? That's amazing. It's with Nate. This is incredible. So he's like, I've totally changed my plans. I was like, okay, like what did you change your plan to, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what plan do you have where it doesn't make sense to have life insurance? Like, I'd love to hear. And he was just going in circles. And eventually I was just like, okay, well, do you change your plans every 30 days? And he was like taken back by that. And then he got real pissed. And I got really, not pissed, we got really sassy. He was like, I don't need some sarcastic comments. And I was like, I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm honestly asking you, do you change your plans every 30 days? Because 30 days ago, you wanted to invest your money, have life insurance, plan for the future. Now you don't, you're basically telling me you don't care what happens if something happens to you. And so you guys, you need, like, and the reason I'm bringing that up, and Jen, I'll call you a little bit later. We can talk. I forgot to tell you about that last night. We were just on appointments, but the reason I wanted to say that, and I think the reason Elian brought it up is because, again, there's a 20-60-20 thing. Like, this dude is just, for whatever reason, I know, Jenna, I know it's one of your appointments and a family member sort of to you, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you just can't make somebody want to care about their finances, right? Like, you can't make somebody want to make smart decisions. Like, as much as you might want to, you can't. And like, this dude has money to invest, a business and everything. And I asked him, he's like, I don't need life insurance. I was like, cool. So you have access to 150 grand, or sorry, 350 grand in the event of a terminal illness that you can use. He's like, well, no. I was like, okay, so there's one reason you need it. Who's going to run your business and who's going to pay for it if you pass away? He's like, well, nobody. I was like, okay, well, then there's another reason that you need life insurance to pay for that. So there's two reasons real quick. I can keep going. And it's just, the reason I'm bringing that up and the reason I'm saying that is because you just can't make somebody want to make a good decision, unfortunately. So anyway, I don't know if that answers your question. What?
I've been hung up on twice and both of us in my family. Get up the stairs. I'm gonna fight with my
Hey,
dogs for a moment because there's another. Get up the
Oh, no,
stairs.
you're good. You're all right. All right. Josh, you unmuted yourself briefly and then remuted yourself. Did you have something to say?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to tell you that you can keep your gold brick and that money is bad. Mwah.
I hate you.
You can't give me money for free or knowledge. It's all bad.
How many people did you have to step on to learn that, Josh?
Every last one of them, because that's what it takes. All the rich people know that.
Man. Guys, people, I'm just telling you, like, if you here's the cool thing, guys, like, the more appointments you go on, the more funny stories you get. Like, it's just true. Because people are crazy, but it's awesome. Hey, what else you guys got? Kitchen table objections. What are you running into trying to set appointments? If you're not getting objections trying to set appointments, that means you're not trying to set enough appointments. So what are you running into trying to set kitchen table appointments, guys? How can I help you with that? Go ahead and unmute yourselves if you got one.
I guess the main thing that I've run into was like people saying, well, I don't know somebody, but my friend might be interested and I have to, and then you don't really hear from them. So I guess I just got to make a habit of following back up with those people that do say that on the occasions that they do say it.
So what do you say in that instance?
I do sometimes, if I remember to say it, which I don't always remember to say it. Hey, could you link me and that person in a group message? Because I'm trying to pull that person closer to me so that I can correct it. But sometimes I forget to say that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, so that's the first thing I was going to say is make 100% sure you're asking, like, right away, hey, can you please connect me with that person? Right, that's the first thing. The second thing I always tell them is, can you please, or can you link me with that person? And then would you be willing to post something on Facebook to see if you know anybody else that may be looking? So those are the two things that I would say, Josh. In that instance, that will help you. Can you post something on Facebook to see if you know anybody that's looking, number one. And then number two, could you connect me with the person that you're immediately thinking about? What else you guys got?
I guess
Okay, I don't know what's happening right there, but we're gonna go ahead and just mute. Ryan, we're just gonna go ahead and mute you out. Sorry about that, but we could not understand a word you said. Josh, go ahead.
Ryan, put the question in the chat, brother. And then I was gonna say that I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to put together my 5 to stay alive because my main ones has just been social media. So I'm trying to find those other places as well. And I'm just trying to figure out where would you consider starting. I know we're in different states, but it's like, could you go back over that again?
Like, where would you start with your 5 to stay alive? You mean like creating it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
not
so
just going where I would go.
First and foremost, I think that everybody should use social media because it allows you to be in every state at any time. You know what I mean? Like, you can be literally anywhere. Because the rest of your 5 to stay alive are pretty much going to be geographically where you're at. So you can or you cannot, it's up to you, but I would suggest social media being number one. Number two, Number two, in my opinion, I personally use the gym that we go to. So that's one of mine. And every time I go to the gym, I make it a point to talk to 5 or 6 people, like not like, hey, come join my business or you need life insurance, but just like, hey, how are you? What do you do? Like just becoming somebody in that environment that people are like, oh, you're always here. You're always asking about how we're doing. Right. Just because I want them to feel comfortable, when the time comes, that I make the ask. Number 3 is our church. And I'll be very clear with this. I do not go to church to get names and numbers. I go to church to build my relationship with God, but there are other people at the church. And if there's other people need financial planning, they need opportunity, stuff like that. So I use that, but I use that not sparingly is not the right word, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
Respectfully.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
trying
just
to turn
like-
God's house into a hot den of thieves.
Exactly. I'm not just going to the church and like passing out business cards and then leaving. Like I'm there for me to go to church, and then I'll meet 1 extra person a week or 2 extra people a week while we're there. Number 4 is networking groups, which for me tend to rotate. And I'd like to be honest, I haven't been doing that lately because social media has been hitting so hard for me, and I've been really growing on social media for my business, like my directs, that I don't necessarily even need to go to my BNI or whatever Chamber of Commerce just because it works. It's good to go, but I'm not. And then number 5 is out and about prospecting. There's an infinite amount of people around you at any given time, so you can find however many people you want to talk to out and about. So those are my 5. But you need to find 5 that work for you. Maybe it's a bowling league, maybe it's whatever. It's the cigar shop you like to go to and sit in and smoke cigars with your friend. Like, I don't know what it is, but you need to just figure out what it is. Maybe it's your job if you're working, right? Like, I'm dead serious. Like, you're working at a place where there's hundreds of people. Like, shoot, I would get names and numbers all day while I was there for sure.
I just thought of an idea. If you can't find a place, like, and that's something that I'm working on even now, I just thought to myself, I was like, you know what? If you can't find one of those solid groups, go to Facebook where the events are and look at what's going on at some of the events around your city and go to those events. You know what I'm saying? And just get out in the community around people and socialize with people. And that will create the opportunities to talk about what you do. You don't even have to like have a set place. You could just go from event to event to event if you wanted to. But like you were saying.
Then you're going to meet, and I'll tell you, I've done that before. When you do that, you're going to see a lot of the same people at those groups. Especially if you're in Lansing, like Lansing's a smaller town, but like in Tampa, I go to a bunch of random things here in Oldsmar, and those random things here in Oldsmar, it's a lot of the same people over and over again. And so, for me, I'm like, cool, like it's the same people. Like I'm basically in a networking group for free because they're, you know what I mean? Because they're all just there. So I don't have to pay to go to the networking group. I can just go to the networking events that they put on if I'm strapped for cash, So I would definitely encourage you guys to go to Facebook and look up like business networking groups or business networking events, little things like that, dude, and utilize those groups. Like those groups are incredible resources that you can utilize, and you can really grow. You can build relationships. Like you'll find great friends there too. And you just got to know when you get there that at the end of the day, everybody is there to build their business. But people, at least I agree, maybe you might not agree with this, I guess, but I believe that people want community now more than they have in the last 5 years. And I think that it's like, we're seeing like a backswing from like the COVID stuff right now of like, people would rather be in person and they would rather be in community than be at home. You know what I mean? At least to a degree, and maybe you don't agree with that, that's fine, but that's just what I've observed. In my realm that I live in. But yeah, I would definitely encourage you guys to do that. That's a great idea, Josh. Okay. I use the KT script and get told I'm good. Yes. If you follow the script, then you're good. Like, it's not hard. Like if you learn the script, you'll have people be like, wow, like you're really good. Like you're good at that. Like or they'll be like, oh, okay, like, what are you really saying? And if they're like, oh, why are you reading a script to me? Like, well, because I'm training still, like I said, right? I need your help. Can you get on a call? But no, that's good, Ryan. What else you guys got?
Yeah, I was wondering if they're saying like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want it.
What are you saying? Good, Ryan? Like, I'm good, like no, or like you're
Yeah.
good?
I think that's what he's saying. I'm good, like, no.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're not following the script if you're getting that then. I'll just be real with you. Like if you're getting that objection a lot, you're not following the script. So I would, Ryan, call me today and set an appointment on me. Because I would be very willing to bet that you're not following the script. You're probably telling them you want to set up a financial needs analysis or some type of financial appointment for them to see like what you're doing and maybe get the services that we have. I'm telling you, it's word for word on the Ian Pruckner appointment setting script. I never get that objection. What's that?
He was saying how he went from saying like how he did follow straight to the.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like put you on blast, Ryan. I never ever get that objection when I'm on the script. Okay, Morgan, I get people who schedule on the day of and they cancel, and when I try to reschedule, I don't get a response. Are you post closing them on the appointment set? So great, Wednesday at 3, awesome. I'm gonna have my trainer with me. Don't make me look bad. I'll see you. Did you get my calendar invite? Unless you or I die, like any of those variations, are you doing that, Morgan?
Not word for word.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm like confirming like a couple days prior and stuff like that. I will start doing that though.
Yeah, I'm going to ask everybody a general question. Morgan, I'm asking from your question, but it's not your fault, I promise. And it's not directed at you, but just put yes or no in the Zoom chat. Are you all willing to let me just tell you something that you all do that is hurting your business? You're trying to make the script yours. Instead of actually following the script that works, you're like, well, I'm going to make it mine. And that doesn't sound like me. Well, if it sounds like you, then you're going to be right where you're at right now. Like, let it sound like $1 million earner who wrote the script and used the script to build a giant mega business. Follow the script. The script doesn't sound like me either. But I've learned it the way it was, and I could make little tweaks that didn't kill the effectiveness of the script. Right? When we make the script our own, what we're basically saying is, I don't like that, so I'm just going to do it a different way, and this is a better way than what was proven to work. And I'm not, Morgan, I'm not like yelling at you, please don't hear that, but I've wanted to say this to you guys for a few days. Like, if we try to make the script our own, I can't tell you how many times I talk to newish people and they're like, well, yeah, like I tried it, but like I put my own touch on it, or I changed it a little bit. Like, then if you changed it a little bit, you're not following the script, right? And it's just, that's the reality. Right. And if we're not following the script, we can't expect to get the results that the script produces. Right. Jenna talks about the little cake baking thing. Right. If I swapped out salt for my sugar in my cake, it's going to be kind of gross, but I'm making it my own recipe. Right. But it's not the same. And it's not going to work. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Go back to, I would challenge you all to listen to the appointment setting audio today. It's in the Telegram. I'm not putting it in the chat. Figure it out yourself. But it's in the Telegram. Go watch it or go listen to it and figure out where you're off. And I would really challenge you to be like, okay, I'm off somewhere because I'm not setting like I should be, because you are. Like, I can pick up the phone and set 8 out of 10 appointments. 8 out of 10 people that answer will get on an appointment. Even though most of the people in my phone are follow-up calls, they know what I'm doing. I'm not new anymore. Right. But I'm good at the script, Brian. So they answer and they get on a call, right? Because I've set it up the right way. So, all right, guys, it's 8:20 on the nose. Everybody go type in the Telegram chat. What do you got? What are you closing today? We're getting pretty close to month end, guys. We got some people pushing for some promotions right now. Not like last month, but this is kind of the first week or the first month of that 90-day run that a lot of you guys are doing. But guys, go put in the Telegram, what are you closing for today? And if you're getting a promotion by the end of the month, what are you getting as your promotion? What are you going to